Could we do the reveal?
Yes. Who is this mystery team that is going to be at CJI 2?
So Seth had a mental breakdown because I almost leaked the team yesterday, but he lives in a constant state of mental breakdown, given his hairline. And if I'm insulting your hairline, you know you're in trouble, right? So this mystery team, let's frame it up a bit. So this is one thing I can give credit where credit's due. Slow Grappling blew these guys up. These guys are a true underdog story. These guys were noticed by Joe Rogan and spoken about by Joe Rogan. Whatever you think about Joe Rogan, people listen to the man. People pay note, take it. They take note on what he says. Some of them to a cult-like level. Even Tom Hardy, one of Hollywood's greatest actors, went out and trained with these guys. I remember at the time there was a lot of heat because this is a gym from a poorer community in America, and they were just training in a very, very wild
In a
environment.
laundromat.
A laundromat, and Flo Grappin captured this. And that first series of Daisy Fresh got mass media attention. I know a lot of Brazilians were like, "Well, this is how we train in the favela and stuff like that." Yeah, like it was one of those things where it's like we know this. You know what I mean? Like we know how difficult it is. I've been out there in Brazil. I've been out in the favelas. I've trained with you guys. We know this. You still have champions come out of there. You have such great stories and stuff. This was just capturing an American story to capture an American audience, and we do have Daisy Fresh with Heath Pedigo leading the ship there, and that's super exciting to me. I remember watching the first Daisy Fresh season and messaging the boys, being like, "Yo, this shit's wild." I was like, "Can I send you some fucking money or something?" I feel like I feel bad that you're fucking suffering like this. I think I ended up just sending them money to get a fucking Uber Eats order or something at the time. But yeah, well, I got a bit of an Aussie connection there with Spatch. Spatch is a legend. He was in that first series. Andrew Woodsy was a big part of it. Sadly, he's had some mental health issues. Um, but yeah, we got Hillbilly Hammer, Dante Leon, Michael Pixley, Brandon Reed, and Max Hansen. And am I forgetting anyone there?
No, you listed everyone.
I'm super, super happy that we have Dante Leon in there. Dante Leon is a one championship athlete. Dante Leon has been given permission by Tom DeBlas and Shottree to participate in this event, and I am eternally grateful that they're allowing their athletes, right? And this is, I don't think you guys realize, like if you're running a fight promotion and you've signed an exclusive athlete and you've put a ton of money into marketing this athlete, it is a giant risk to allow them to go compete in another show because ultimately you risk your athlete's safety, you risk your athlete's brand. If your athlete goes out there and competes and loses, you are it's like they see athletes as an investment. So like they're putting aside the investment aspect of what they're doing for these athletes and really seeing the bigger picture, and that's the growth of the sport as a whole. Our event is not competition for these regular shows. We are a Super Bowl style event that give each individual athlete an opportunity to make more money than they could have ever made in the sport. And given it's free on YouTube and not on a competing platform, it's good for everyone here. Create storylines, right? So shout out to One for allowing us to use their athletes. Flow are allowing us to use their athletes too. That is incredible for the sport. That's the big picture. That's not selfish. And again, they do take risk here. So remember, last event, Shatri, personally, I had to speak to him personally. He allowed us to use the Rotolos. The Rotolos are some of the biggest names in the sport, two of the best guys in the sport. They've sunk a lot of money into these boys. These boys have delivered in every way possible, competing for them. But at the end of the day, Ty's ACL was torn, I believe, in the match against Levi. He could not compete for a significant time after that. Even Cade came out of the tournament with an injury and had to pull out of the Mikey Musamichi match. And it just shows you that, again, they see the bigger picture here because two of their best athletes competed in our event and both got injured. Yet they're still allowing us to use their athletes, which I think is commendable. And although me and Tom DeBlas have had our differences in the past, we see both of us see the bigger picture here. And it's like I am eternally grateful that big organizations out there are open to working with us.
All right, so we just got done talking with Michael Pixley and Jacob Couch. They are super fun, very entertaining. What is it about the Hillbilly Hammer that you love so much and that you feel like is going to bring the entertainment to CJI too?
Hillbilly through the Daisy Fresh series is really like a true underdog story. We really caught a lot of his authentic self in that show. We saw his relationship with his grandma, where he lived, We saw his character. We saw really, and throughout his career, everyone developed quite a strong attachment to the hillbilly and became invested in his journey in jiu-jitsu. And I remember like being super, super happy for him when he was able to take out ADCC trials, even though at the time it was against one of my teammates. So I was heartbroken to see my teammate losing the final, but it's hillbilly. Um, as a identity in the sport, a guy that sort of wears his emotions on his sleeve a bit. You know, like when you see him win or lose, you see a strong emotional reaction. Like you really know he's putting it all out there. I think a lot of people look up to him, so it means a lot for to me to have a guy like that compete for our show and really like Daisy Fresh truly are an elite team. They come from very very humble beginnings. Heath Pedigo runs a very tight ship over there, so like Hillbilly is integral. It wouldn't be a Daisy Fresh team without the Hillbilly Hammer. Obviously, in a different world, Andrew Woodsey was one of the stars of that show as well. But like, hopefully he's doing good. Hopefully he's making a recovery. But yeah, I am sad that it's just unrealistic to really expect us to see Andrew Woodsey make a comeback. But yeah, Hillbilly Hammer was right up there alongside him as one of the true identities of the Daisy Fresh team. So he is incredible. And then obviously Michael Pixley, I'm eternally grateful for what he was able to do at ADCC. We had a guy. I don't want to pick on Nicholas Marigali too much. You know, like most of it was inflated. Just he was an easy target. You know what I mean? First of all, English is his second language. Second of all, he's a bit of a rip-off of Gordon's identity, which made it quite easy to pick on. But yeah, Pixie did beat Marigali as a blue belt at ADCC Worlds. Pixie's got incredible wrestling, incredible hip tosses. And on the second hip toss he landed against Marigali, Marigali completely destroyed his shoulder. At the time, I was super happy about it, but I don't wish injury like that on anyone. Even Gordon. As much as I hate the bastard, I would not wish him to be hurt like that. It's the sport is worse for not having Metagali in there. I think he's on his third shoulder reconstruction. So like as much as I love Pixley for what he did, I still am sad that we've lost Merigali for such a period of time.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I was watching some of Nicholas Maragali's interviews and the one where he recently got injured. It was right after, and he just seemed like a likable guy. So I was actually going to ask you, I was like, was there ever any actual ill will towards Nicholas Marigali, or was it kind of just an easy target? And I feel like you answered that question.